Coronavirus scare and the quarantine happening right now at Travis Air Force Base. Fox 40's Jessica Mensch is in Sacramento with more on what's being done to educate the public there.
But first, we're going to go to Fox 40's Doug Johnson, who is live at Travis Air Force Base with more on the quarantine happening there. Doug.
Eric and Nikki, this group is very happy to be back in the United States. We're told most of them are feeling pretty fine, except for one child who unfortunately did come down with a fever on the flight back, and that child is now in a local hospital. We're getting our first look at life within the quarantine zone on Travis Air Force Base after 178 people deboarded a plane from Wuhan, China this morning. Part of the first quarantine order issued by the Centers for Disease Control, or CDC, in more than 50 years.
We welcomed them to the U.S. There was applause when they walked through the door. Frankly, it was a very emotional experience.
These photos were shared to us by Sam Roth from Wisconsin, and they're of the room his wife Daisy and two young kids will share for the next 2 weeks. The majority of evacuees are American citizens and had a long 11-hour flight.
They were very happy and smiling to be home, obviously tired.
The CDC says while most were feeling fine, one child did come down with a fever during the flight. According to the CDC, he or she was taken to a hospital along with his or her mother.
Children have fever for a number of different reasons. And so the child is being evaluated at this point and will be put in isolation and tested.
Meanwhile, the other 176 passengers, some as young as 2, others as old as 65, are being housed at the West Wind Inn on base.
They're not stuck in their room. The housing is that there are common spaces. There's also a large outdoor area. There are kids among these evacuees. And so we have people on the staff who are working to put together activities.
The CDC is telling the evacuees to maintain distance from one another and not to share items such as toys. The CDC says airmen will not be allowed near the quarantine zone, but it has contracted others to provide services to the evacuees, like cooking food and taking out their trash.
We're also providing guidance on infection prevention and control for this.
Now, this is a very strict quarantine, so health officials do not expect the virus to spread outside into Solano County. Reporting live from Travis Air Force Base tonight, Doug Johnson, Fox 40 News.
Doug, thank you. And the CDC says the risk